So my question is, why are people attracted to fictional characters? I keep in mind that fictional characters aren't just related to anime characters. There's also movie characters.
And how?
I thought, okay, the reason I picked this was because I think that this question is a little bit more different than what people would usually ask. Why, why did we evolve into what we are now? Or what is our purpose? Or are we living in a hologram? I just wanted to find a better, more fun question to ask than the normal questions. Well, one theory of this was that there's a lot more people with a lot of compassion, because usually compassion leads to us liking more people and getting to know them more. So there was a theory that there's some people with more empathy that are more likely to get attracted to these characters. Well, there was a study, and it said that most of the time our brains immediately judge somebody by their looks. This isn't completely the right thing to do, but it's just what we do. It's a primal way for us to see, for us to react and judge people. So we know if we are safe near them. We learn what these characters go through through their entire life. We were raised by most of these characters. It's not, most of the time our empathy can build off of what we learn with them. We go through we learn some life experiences. And most of the time, these characters are made for us to really like them. As I said, we get to see these characters grow and evolve. Our empathy is more likely to be going toward the main characters, or more of or to their friends. We learn what goes on in their life. We learn and watch them grow throughout their adventures. So we're more likely to have more empathy and to understand them more. So we get more attracted to these types of characters. Now, attraction can be friendly or love, or it can be end up being love. Most people get enough empathy to actually want to touch them and talk to them. They want to be more they want to interact more with these characters because of their experiences with them. So people's empathy can go further beyond the limits of just viewing them on a screen. There was a short story that I found about this boy. He went to a farmer looking for a dog. And he didn't have enough money to actually buy one. So he gave him all the change in his pocket. He said, "Can I at least see the dogs?" So he goes to the farmer says, "Okay, sure." He lets him see the dogs. So then he says, "Can I have?" So all the dogs come out, and then there's one tiny dog that's limping. It's the runt of the group. So he decides oh, hey sir, can you give me that dog? And then the farmer says, you wouldn't want that dog. He's not going to be able to run anymore. He's not healthy enough to run and play with you. So the boy, he goes and then picks up his pant leg. He has a brace on his leg. He says that he wants the dog to feel like it has somebody that it can relate to, that he can grow up with somebody that also cannot run around and play with other people. So I think that some people can have more compassion toward people with similar life experiences than they've gone through. More people are more likely to be friends with people that are more like them. Like if you have a certain amount, if you have certain opinions, you want to be friends with people that share those opinions so you can get along. And most people feel like they have similar opinions to most characters in TV shows and in stories. Now, another theory was that it's a big part in your imagination. You have an infinite possibility of people that you can be friends with, that you can love. When it comes to your imagination, you can think up anything. Now, most people don't usually want to have the feeling of rejection. In your imagination, you can literally just cross that all out, and you can just live. You can just live and have your and in your head you can go and say, "Oh, this person would like me no matter what." So. Now, there's also the theory of the ideal body type. People like thinking of people with their ideal body type and that they would like. People are more attracted to these characters, and it's just more likely that they would also like these characters more. Okay, so, huh?
Wrap it up, please. I almost have 5 minutes.
Okay, so in a game called Doki Doki Literature Club, there's this poem called "I Will Be Your Beach." I was gonna read it off, but it's basically just the person wants to be somebody's backbone. They use the metaphor "I'll be your beach" to say I'll be somebody that you can relax with, that you can have by your side. Most of the time, people use these characters to get away from real life. They'll use them as their backbone to.
10 seconds.
They'll use them as their backbone to help with their problems. Now, most people. Now, all in all, these are just some reasons that people would end up eventually liking these characters.
Is that nickel?